Hello everyone, my name is Vibhuti Fernando and I'll be presenting Diamond, Dynamic Monitoring of Uncertainty for Distributed Asynchronous Programs. This is joint work with Keyur Joshi, Jacob Laurer, and Sasha Michalovich from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. Many distributed programs today are implemented using asynchronous message buses, where programs share data and communicate with each other using messages sent between distributed components. Today, many distributed programs have to deal with a lot of uncertainty in the data. These programs run on noisy environments and operate on noisy data. Programs can collect data using approximate or noisy sensors. The communication networks used to share the data can be noisy, both by design to reduce energy consumption and due to environmental factors. Furthermore, many techniques have been used to reduce communication overheads among distributed components, such as skipping communication and using lossy compression schemes. In the presence of all these sources of uncertainty, there are two questions that developers need to answer about the resultant program. One, how safe is the program? Programs with uncertain data should not crash, get stuck, or produce unacceptable results. Two, how programs with uncertain data should still produce results with the acceptable level of accuracy and reliability. Let's consider a realistic scenario based on precision agriculture. Precision agriculture is a farming management concept based on collecting and analyzing large amounts of data from agricultural fields to facilitate optimal crop management. In this example, a large number of temperature and humidity sensors are distributed across the agricultural field. These sensors frequently collect readings and share their readings with a main server that runs a manager process. The collected data is then used to run machine learning algorithms such as k-means clustering to identify areas of the field with common or unexpected behavior. This setting can have many sources of uncertainty. Sensors can often produce incorrect readings. Usually, sensor specifications have a range of uncertainty defined in them. In addition, various techniques have been proposed to develop approximate sensors that trade off uncertainty in the reading for energy savings. In addition, the data is often communicated through unreliable networks that can result in message corruption. Further, machine learning libraries may use techniques such as compression to reduce the amount of communicated data. So to handle all these sources of uncertainty and to verify that your programs are correct, developers can manually implement code to take all of this into account. But this can be tedious and error-prone, especially in distributed systems. Therefore, we need systems to automatically verify the correctness of programs in these settings. So what do we want to verify? As I mentioned earlier, developers want to make sure that the computed results are still within some acceptable level of accuracy. One way to define an acceptable level of accuracy is to specify, for example, in our k-means clustering example, that the true cluster centers are within plus or minus some epsilon of the computed values with high probability. We call this region an uncertainty interval. We can use specific error specifications from sensors, network parameters, etc., to calculate this uncertainty interval for the final computed cluster centers. And then we can verify that it's not too big and that the unknown true value is close enough to the computation. We can encode this requirement as a specification in the check statement as shown in the slide. So can we use existing tools to verify our specification? Existing static analysis tools are very imprecise. They require conservative bounds on array sizes, number of loop iterations, and various other program parameters. This makes the uncertainty intervals grow significantly in big programs, limiting the type of specifications we can prove. Errors may also depend on input or runtime conditions. Static analysis cannot take this into account, and too conservative bounds on this can affect the precision of the analysis. So runtime monitoring may be able to overcome these limitations, but there is no current system for runtime monitoring of uncertainty in distributed programs. Existing techniques are only defined for sequential programs. Furthermore, current techniques do not study the overheads imposed by monitoring systems and the trade-off between quality of analysis and the overhead. One factor that we can use to simplify our runtime monitoring of distributed computations is that in many useful applications, there is structured communication patterns, especially in those that are used in the domains that we are interested in. By focusing on a subset of parallel programs with structured communication, we can generate simple, efficient, and sound runtime monitoring code. For example, many of these computations include patterns like map, scatter, gather, reduce, stencil, partition, etc. So in this paper, we present Diamond, Diamond is a system for dynamic runtime monitoring of uncertainty for distributed asynchronous programs. Diamond has a real programming language as its front end. It works in the Go programming language, and it adds capability to define sources of uncertainty and track the effects through program execution. We proved that Diamond is sound for a useful subset of parallel asynchronous programs, those that have a canonical sequentialization. We also provide a detailed study of associated overheads in dynamic monitoring and several optimizations that can significantly reduce this overhead. So Diamond takes as input a Go program, converts it into internal representation, and some static analysis to verify important safety properties. It also takes as input the uncertainty model, which is used along with our runtime library to generate the instrumentation. We'll go into details of each of these later in the presentation. Diamond, we present and propose a new type of annotation for data. For data variables marked as dynamic using Go's comments, Diamond generates instrumentation to maintain an uncertainty interval locally at each distributed process. By default, this interval is initialized to have a magnitude of 0 and a probability of 1, which means that there is no uncertainty in the data. Track statements can be used to manually instantiate this uncertainty interval as well. This can be done using conservative bounds found in component specifications or using confidence calculations in approximate sensors. The runtime then aims to maintain this epsilon and delta such that the true value of the dynamic variable is always within the plus or minus epsilon bound with delta probability. Once the uncertainty intervals are initiated, Diamond propagates them through computations by updating a local map of uncertainty intervals we call the uncertainty. We do this by generating instrumentation code to update the uncertainty interval every time a dynamic variable is updated. Dynamic variables are allowed to be updated through arithmetic expressions, casting, a limited form of conditionals, and interprocess communication. For each of these statements, we define operational semantics that capture the changes in the state and the uncertainty map in the paper. So let's take a look at how Diamond propagates the uncertainty through examples. Here we have an expression where y is assigned the sum of two variables x and z. So now we need to calculate two things for y. The magnitude of the uncertainty interval, which we can calculate using the epsilons of the variables used in the expression, and the probability of y being in this newly calculated uncertainty interval. This we calculate using the union bound as the probability of all the participating variables being within their own bounds. Similar calculations can be defined for other types of expressions. We use these to generate instrumentation and compute the intervals and propagate them in each individual distributed component. Communication in Diamond happens through the runtime library through typed channels. And when dynamic variables are communicated across process boundaries, Diamond automatically transfers the uncertainty interval associated with the variable along with the data using a specialized channel. And at the receiver's end, the local uncertainty map is updated for the assigned variable. As I mentioned earlier, Diamond also takes as input an uncertainty model that defines the various levels of noise in different components in the computation. For example, the uncertainty model can be used to define the reliability of each communication channel, instructional level error reliability and magnitude for approximate instructions, and functional level uncertainty guarantees that can be proven using existing tools. Furthermore, track statements can be used to manually initialize the uncertainty intervals, for example, for things that are dependent on the runtime. So as I mentioned earlier, check statements can be used to express developers' requirements on the uncertainty of variables. In Diamond, a check failure causes an error in the program. Developers can also use the check statement to react to excessive uncertainty using some form of recovery mechanism. Diamond proposes two types of checks, one to check for individual variables and a check array statement that goes through individual elements in an array and performs a check for each of them. This code shows how our k-means clustering example can be implemented in the Go programming language. In Diamond, we can take this program and with a small number of changes, automatically include dynamic monitoring of uncertainty. The developer needs to make only these highlighted changes, and Diamond will automatically generate an instrumented version of the program that keeps track of these uncertainties. So what are these changes? Developers need to annotate data that require diamond monitoring using comments in the Go language syntax. Further, uncertainty intervals needs to be initiated for example, here the sensor specification is used to initiate the uncertainty interval for various readings. And then the developer has to input the specification for the uncertainty interval for the final calculated results. So based on those changes, Diamond takes the Go program, converts it into internal representation. This internal representation is first used to statically verify various safety properties, for example, deadlock freedom. And the static verification also guarantees that the generated runtime monitoring code is sound. We'll speak more about this in the next few slides. So what do we mean by soundness? We want to prove that Diamond soundly over-approximates the true uncertainty interval for all dynamic variables. For a variable x, Diamond keeps track of epsilon, the magnitude of the uncertainty interval, and a probability delta. We want to prove that the true maximum possible error for x is always less than or equal to epsilon, and that the true probability of being within plus or minus the true error is greater than or equal to delta. In the paper, we state this theorem using notation developed in prior work in the domain. And we prove this property for programs with a canonical sequentialization using induction over Diamond IR. So why sequentialization? In general parallel programs, different interleavings in the program can affect the results of the final computed value. For example, here we have a manager program that can receive the results from either one of two workers, worker 1 or worker 2. Depending on which of the workers sends the message first to the manager process, the result variable can have two different values. And it's very difficult to generate instrumentation code that can soundly compute uncertainty for result that contains all these possible interleavings. So by focusing on parallel programs where this is probably not possible, we can generate simple, efficient, and sound runtime monitoring code. To do this, we use this technique called canonical sequentialization from OOPSLA 2017, where we generate an equivalent sequential program using a set of rewrite rules. Our system works for programs with symmetric non-determinism, where each receive has a unique matching sense state. We extend sequentialization from ParallelI, a static analysis tool for parallel programs, for programs with dynamic data that is communicated over multiple channels. In this rewrite process, the canonical sequentialization maintains a notion of soundness where the parallel program and the generated sequential program is guaranteed to result in the same final state with the same probability. We extend this theorem in our paper to also take into account the local uncertainty map, and we show that if the parallel program can be completely rewritten to a sequential program using our rewrite rules, the two versions reach the same final state and same local uncertainty maps with the same probability. Using this notion of soundness, we can show that if a canonical sequentialization exists, Diamond's runtime monitoring soundly over approximates the uncertainty intervals for all dynamic variables at each program point. Computing this uncertainty interval and communicating them across process boundaries can add significant overheads to the program. To reduce this impact, we propose 4 optimizations. A communication reduction optimization to reduce the overhead in large arrays, using statically proven functional level guarantees and plugging them in to reduce unnecessary updates to the uncertainty map, moving checks earlier to detect crashes earlier and again to reduce unnecessary updates, and debloating and other compile optimizations. Let's take a look at one optimization, the runtime optimization for communication reduction. When communicating a large array of dynamic values across 2 processes, we have to attach to each of these dynamic values an uncertainty interval. This significantly increases the amount of data that needs to be communicated. To reduce this, at communication points, Diamond can automatically calculate a sound over approximation of the uncertainty intervals for each element in the array. We calculate the maximum magnitude of error and the minimum probability of being within this bound. And this sound over approximation can then be used along with the regular set of data. And at the resultant end, the array is updated to have this uncertainty interval for all the elements in the data, in the array. So this way, we can significantly reduce the overhead of communicating the uncertainty intervals. But this does add some imprecision to the analysis. But since we are only using this at communication points, the impact is limited, and we are still able to prove tight bounds for various large programs. For all the optimizations we talked about earlier, we show that they maintain the soundness of runtime analysis. We show that if an unoptimized program results in a check failure, the optimized version is also guaranteed to fail. If the program S is converted to SOpt using our runtime system optimizations, we show that all the crashes in S will also be repeated in SOpt. The other side of this does not hold. As we discussed earlier, some optimizations trade off precision of analysis for runtime overhead. And in these settings, some additional failures can happen in the optimized version. We evaluate Diamond using a set of parallel programs from prior literature. We implement this a parser from Go to Diamond IR using Antler. We implement type checkers and sequentialization using Python. We also implement a distributed communication library using RabbitMQ, and we evaluated our system on a machine with up to 12 parallel processes. We use 8 parallel benchmarks from prior literature in this area where people have tried to prove similar bounds. We consider 3 sources of uncertainty. We look at noisy channels, precision reduction, and noisy sensors. So here we show the benchmarks we looked at. We have 8 benchmarks from graph processing, image processing libraries, numerical computations, and the k-means agriculture example we looked at earlier, along with implementation of linear regression. These programs implement diverse parallel patterns that all satisfy the requirements that are needed in Diamond. And we show that using Diamond, we can verify important end-to-end uncertainty properties that cannot be verified using existing static analysis tools for inputs that are order of magnitude bigger. Prior work in the area has shown that these bounds result in acceptable outputs for all these programs. Furthermore, we looked at the overheads associated with Diamond. We implemented a baseline straightforward extension of static analysis for uncertainty monitoring without any optimizations. And we compared the overheads of that system with Diamond. And our results show that Diamond's optimizations reduce the overhead for monitoring significantly. Overhead of Diamond analysis is at most 16% with a geo mean of only 3%. Furthermore, we wanted to look at how our overheads increase or how our overheads behave when we increase the input sizes for our benchmarks. So for all the benchmarks, we created input sizes that are 8x relatively bigger. For example, for the graph benchmarks, we generated random graphs that maintain the same topology, but with more number of nodes. And we looked at how the overheads increase. So this slide shows the overheads for the baseline version of Diamond without any optimizations. And as you can see, the overheads can be significant, sometimes 100%, more than 100%. But we show that with Diamond's optimizations, as input sizes grow, the overheads remain significantly lower. For most of the benchmarks, the overheads remain below 25%. The only outlier is matrix multiplication, where there's a lot of computations and a lot of updates to the uncertainty map, where our optimizations on communication doesn't have a lot of impact. So that the overhead seems to grow in that benchmark. Finally, Diamond is a system for dynamic monitor of uncertainty in distributed programs. The runtime system is proven to be sound for programs with a canonical sequentialization. Diamond was able to verify important reliability and accuracy properties at runtime with low overheads. Thank you very much for taking a look at our talk. I'll be glad to answer all of your questions in the Q&A sessions. Looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you.